everybody. So, this has been an update video on what ended up happening over the past 3 months, because that's been like the biggest question that's been going around for anybody who's been watching this channel, is that what ended up happening over the past 3 months, because the last time I posted up a video was back in February, and then 3 months later, or more, maybe four if it comes out in June, but relatively I'm going to try to get this out 3 months later. It coming out in May. So I took a 3 month break from making videos, and I think it's finally time for me to talk to you guys about it. I just want to start off by saying that, for one, this isn't scripted, so I am going to be stuttering in my words a bit, because I hadn't really talked like this much in a YouTube video for like a long time. I won't say it's a long time, but 3 months was a relatively long time for making videos. And it's mostly like how the YouTube algorithm kind of goes, so I don't know how this video is going to do or play out. But I do actually want to give you guys clarification about what happened over the past 3 months and what went wrong. And also the fact that essentially my memory is going to be a little bit hazy, but I'm going to try to remember the best I could to give you guys basically the full story of what happened. But before I talk about the full story, I just want to say, if you guys don't want to hear about this, you guys can click off, and I will come back to make more videos soon. So if you guys don't want to hear about this, then see you guys in the next video. But if you guys do want to hear about this, then come and stick around, and I'll be telling you guys my story about what happened for over the past 3 months. And also, I'm just going to say this, but I am actually going to look up on my Twitter on the timelines, because I don't remember the timelines about what happened. So I'll be posting, or I should say, I will put the post on the video right here while editing. So you guys will get to see the timeline about what ended up happening, about the behind the scenes process of what went wrong. So here's the story, guys. So I hope you all basically enjoy, but I'm basically not really enjoying it. But I hope you guys do enjoy the content that I'm going to be telling you about what happened, which it's a very traumatic like 3 months. It was very hard for both me and my family. So yeah, it's for me to tell you guys about what happened. So I hope you guys do stick around to hear this story. So the story begins back in like February, where I posted up the recent video back in February 16th. So what ended up happening is that basically, like, I decided to take a break from making videos because there's been a lot of stuff that is currently going on right now. Don't worry, I will be back soon. That was the Twitter comment I said, which came up in February 18th. So what happened? Well, there were maintenance people who, basically what happened is that my older brother's room started flooding. So what ended up happening is that they ended up getting maintenance people in here, and we had to spend 2 days, like from February 17th to February 18th, which is around the time I posted this tweet. Essentially, me and my mom and my brother, actually, it was February 18th and February 19th. Sorry, it's not February 17th. But from February 18th to February 19th was when we had to deal with maintenance people in order to basically get out the water. So we ended up having to listen to jackhammering. Both me and my brother and my mom, we had to listen to jackhammering for basically hours. Like, that's basically relatively speaking. And the jackhammering was really loud. Like, it was actually really loud. So we had to wear our headphones because it was really hurting. And I mean, it really does hurt. So yeah, that's what we ended up having to deal with for the past 2 days, which is why I ended up posting about why videos will not be taking a break from it, because you don't want to be hearing me commentate while jackhammering is going on. So that's what ended up happening over the past 2 days. But now fast forwarding a day later. Fast forwarding to February 19th. And this is where everything basically relatively fall apart. So, here's what happened. During February 19th is when we basically, again, still have to listen to the jackhammering, but at the same time, me and my family were going out somewhere, so there's that. We end up having to go out somewhere for like hours, and then by the time we come back, the maintenance people are already gone, so they already fixed the issue, because relatively, for them to fix it, it's mostly like 2 days. So, we thought everything was fine. We're gonna go back to our normal routine and basically continue on for what we went off. Essentially, we continue up for what happened and just go back to doing our normal duties. What ended up happening is that when my dad started the laundry, basically everything flooded. Like, my brother's room, and the hallway, and the bathroom, they all just flooded. I don't know what happened, but they basically flood. And we end up having to report it as an emergency, just flat out. And we had to get evacuated. Like, the simple fact. Did we want to be evacuated? No, I'm upset, and my family's upset. Like, we don't want to be evacuated. Like, we basically will mostly want to spend, like, mostly our relatively time, since we basically had waited 2 days with jackhammering, and we were expecting everything to go back to normal, just to end up in a worse situation. So, of course, we're all basically upset, but we had to evacuate. So what happened is that we ended up getting the maintenance people and the manager over. They ended up having to tell us we have to evacuate, but they booked us into a Holiday Inn, so we ended up having to go there. So we had to pack up our things. Essentially, we didn't have to take everything. We have to pack up our clothes and our personal items, and that was it. We had to take those things and just basically get out. Like, relatively speaking, we had to stay in a Holiday Inn. Which happened, like, I think 8 o'clock at night. That's what I think. I think it was like 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. But it was dark outside when this was happening. And I have the Twitter video for it, which I'm going to be posting up for you guys right now. Hey guys. Yeah. I just want to keep you guys up to date with something. Our apartment is flooded. Yeah, our apartment has been flooded, and we were forced to evacuate from our apartment. We're trying to go to a hotel right now, so that's where we're currently at. I'm normally pretty optimistic for a lot of things, but there's a lot of problems going on. And yeah, it's very rough, man. It's very rough. I just want to keep you guys up to date on what's going on. And yeah, just want to let y'all know that me and my family are perfectly fine. And I hope things turn out for the best. Which, it's very rough for the best. But, yeah. I'm a loss for words. Like, just a loss for words. But yeah, I just want to let y'all know that me and my family are fine, and we end up having to evacuate. So, yeah, it's a real pain in the butt. I hope things are turning out well for you guys, and I hope things be okay. That's what I hope, but it's very rough. When this video is going to be coming back, I don't know, but I'll keep you guys up to date, okay? Alright. Until then, take care, guys. I'll see you guys then. So we got to the hotel around like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock p.m. Although, when the video was posted up on Twitter, it was posted around 11 p.m. So maybe we got there around 9 o'clock, 9:30 p.m. I don't remember because my memory's a little bit hazy. But we ended up going there pretty late. And also the fact that the Wi-Fi, when trying to post up the video, was pretty slow. So that basically ended up causing it to essentially get delayed for you guys. But yeah, I wanted to post it up on Twitter for you guys to essentially basically tell you guys about what ended up happening. And it was a very rough time for me and my family. And like I said, we had to spend 2 nights in a Holiday Inn hotel. Actually, the manager of the apartments are the ones who paid, essentially, for us to stay in the Holiday Inn hotel. Everything else that follows, we had to pay for it ourselves. I don't know why, because we were the ones who got evicted from the apartment because of the flooding that ended up happening. So I don't know why we ended up having to pay for it, but that's what ended up happening. So we ended up having to leave the following day. And also, my mom and my brother, they had to beg the manager of the Holiday Inn to let us put our family cat or pet cat in the Holiday Inn rooms, because they don't allow pets or animals in the staterooms. So they had to beg them to allow us to put pets in the staterooms, so that actually did work, so there's that. But yeah, we had to spend about 2 nights in that Holiday Inn hotel. Or should I just say 1 night, because February 20th of that night is when I posted up on Twitter saying that me and my family are going to be going to another hotel tonight. Essentially confirming that we are basically leaving the Holiday Inn hotel basically relatively tonight. So later at night, during February 20th, is when me and my family went to another Holiday Inn. We went to a Holiday Inn Express. And it was fine. Like, it was basically fine. And mostly speaking, it was like, it was good. I will say this, the breakfast isn't really as good compared to the previous Holiday Inn, because it basically just had cereal and basically nothing more. But it did have, like, restaurants. Like, we could walk to different restaurants. So, there's that. And also, I think around, like, February 23rd, I think 22 or 23rd, I think, is when I got my own stateroom. Like, I basically got my own stateroom, and that was basically, like, the best thing that ended up happening over the month, was the fact that I got my own stateroom. So, that was great. And then, basically, here's what ended up happening more. My mom ended up getting admitted to the hospital, and essentially, we had to move to another apartment. Or basically, relatively speaking, we ended up having to go. I know this is jumping a little ahead here, but we're going to jump a little ahead here. So basically, the manager of the apartments, they basically gave us 1 out of 3 choices. Either we basically can move back into our old apartment once everything gets fixed, or the second thing is we could stay in our old apartment, that matter, but we can move into a different apartment once after the lease is done, which the lease was going to be done in like about 3 months from now, around that time. Or the third thing is they terminated our lease early and we had to move to a different apartment, basically around like, I want to say somewhere around March. I think around like March like 6th. But mostly like we're given 2 weeks before we terminate our lease. And we went with the third option. Like, we basically didn't want to stay in the apartment any longer. Like, we basically didn't want to stay in the apartment area anymore. So we basically decided we're just going to pack up our stuff and we're just going to move to a different area. So that's what ended up happening. And that's what I said when I posted up the comment on Twitter. Like, currently I'm doing okay for right now. But a lot of stuff are going to be happening this month and the next month, because we're basically moving. And so I don't know when I'll be returning to making videos, but don't worry, I'll let you guys know when I'm going to be returning. Essentially indicating that we're basically packing up, we're trying to move, and that was basically what was going to happen. So we ended up me, my dad, and my brother, we all basically had to go back to our apartment, and basically over the 2 weeks, we had to basically pack up our stuff. We had to buy boxes at Walmart and basically start packing up our stuff. The first things we end up taking is obviously like our main equipment, like our computers, our games, or consoles. Basically all this, like my microphone, which I have right here, which also I got a new microphone just to point this out, so there's that. So we had to bring our microphone, our webcam. We had to leave the green screen and the gaming chair behind because it's too big to fit in the van, so we basically had to leave them behind for the movers to take them, which the remaining stuff would be for the movers. But the ones we're going to be taking them to the hotel room. So, taking them to the hotel room, and then basically we had to take them to our new apartment. Which, also, during the 2 weeks, we had to find a new apartment. So, we had to pack up our stuff, get them all out, and find a new apartment. Essentially, we basically only had to look through 2 apartments in order to find the one for us to move into, which is this one. So, what you're seeing is what we're recording in is my room, pretty much. So, that ended up happening. And basically, I did let some Twitter comments about, like, I did see the Pokemon present for the Diamond and Pearl remake. So, there's that. So, you guys got my, essentially, thoughts on what happened for the Diamond and Pearl remakes on Twitter, if you guys go follow me there. Shameless plug-in once again. But yeah, over the past 2 weekends was basically us packing our stuff and moving them to either a hotel room or basically our new apartment. So that's been what's going on over the 2 weeks. So I'm gonna fast forward because essentially what ended up happening during our hotel stay was that nothing much has been really going on, except we ended up having to walk to like Publix and buy some food in order for us to eat in the hotel, and also we got to go out to restaurants, which I gotta say the best thing is that I think close to every day we actually got to go out to restaurants, which is something that rarely basically happened for us. So I think that's probably the other best thing is that I got my own stateroom and we got to walk to multiple restaurants, which is something we barely do. I mean, we go out to a lot of fast food restaurants, but not like every single day compared to what happened over the 2 weeks. So, but those two are probably like the best things that ended up happening. But yeah, it was very busy for all of us. And like I said, over the time I posted up on Twitter about essentially when we're going to be leaving the hotel, which we're leaving the hotel on March 7th. March 7th in the morning. That's when I posted up on Twitter that we're basically, me and my family are going to be leaving the hotel today and moving to our new apartment. That's basically what I end up posting up, is that we're basically essentially moving to our new apartment. And March 7th was basically when this afternoon, I think it was either this afternoon or late this afternoon, is when we officially moved into our apartment. I tweeted saying, I'm currently chilling out in the new apartment. Today's been a very rough day. It was a very rough day. We had to get all the movers and us, we had to get all the boxes into our rooms. Essentially, that's what ended up happening. We had to get everything in. And it's been pretty rough throughout that entire day. And it was very tiresome. But yeah, that was basically my story on what ended up happening. Essentially, a lot more stuff essentially happened over the time. Like, again, I got a new microphone, I got a new computer table, got a new computer monitor, I guess you could say. Saying basically a lot more stuff has been going on. Also, my mom did come home, like, during March, so sometime later in March, so there's that. And basically, ever since March, everything has been showing out over the time. And the apartment, it's been doing fine. Like, honestly, it's better to live here than the previous one because, I'm just gonna be honest here, the previous apartment was awful. Like, time to go into a little bit of rant about our previous apartment, but it was pretty bad. There was a lot of cockroaches, a lot of bugs in the apartment, especially in the kitchen. So, we're all basically glad to get out of that apartment. And now we're basically at a brand new apartment. And that's honestly great because we don't have to worry anymore about like cockroaches essentially making out in the kitchen, which is having babies in there, which is just like disgusting. But yeah, that was basically my entire story on what happened over the 3 months. Essentially, the entire recap is our apartment flooded. We had to evacuate. Check into a hotel for like about like 3 months actually. Not 3 months, 3 weeks actually. Like 2 to 3 weeks we had to spend in a hotel room. And essentially, we ended up having to pack up, find a new apartment, move there, and essentially all of this had to happen in 2 weeks' time. So it was a very busy 2 weeks. But yeah, the entire thing's officially over. So now, what's the future hold for this channel? I am returning. Like, this is basically the thing I'm gonna confirm with. I'm returning to making videos because this ain't the end for this channel. Like, this channel has, over time when I've been out, it's been doing pretty well. So, we're gonna be returning back to this channel, and we're gonna be continuing making videos again. So, that's a confirmation. And honestly, we're getting notifications, which we're just gonna ignore that altogether because forget about them. Because we're basically starting an entirely new thing. And this is gonna be a brand new start for this channel. So, it's gonna be great. Tagline, it's gonna be great. I don't know why I'm saying like this, but yeah. Over the time, it's been fine. So yeah, it's been very rough over the 3 months time, but it's officially over, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. So now, with all that over, we could basically continue on with the future forward. We get to, in terms of the channel, we get to continue on more, and I'm basically blabbing at this point, because I hadn't really talked about this in like a long time, so I hope you guys do enjoy the video, and I hope if you guys sit through this entire thing, then I don't know why I'm just like jaws, like basically, congrats for sitting through this entire thing of me basically talking about my story about what happened over the 3 months. And if you guys haven't stick around for basically watching the full video, then basically, you guys are probably going to be happy to hear that. Or if you guys just click to the ending of this video, you guys are probably just happy that I'm basically now officially returning back to making videos again. So, you guys are probably just jumping for joy with that. So, I don't know if you guys are jumping for joy or not. You probably might or probably might not. But, hey, you know, we're officially returning back to making videos. So, hope you guys are looking forward to that. And I'll see you guys next time for when we're gonna be officially coming back with our brand new video to this channel. So, I'll see you guys then when that video or whatever video essentially comes out. So, see you guys then.